Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm your host, Michael Tabor. So, getting right into this. So, a couple of days ago, right, it was Sunday, you heard some good news that al-Baghdadi was killed. And there's Trump, had a press conference, the whole deal. And you finally said, okay, good thing. This is good news. Trump finally, it was on his watch. We got one of the bad guys, a terrorist, al-Baghdadi. But again, this is the Trump administration. I was saying, okay, one good thing. Finally, something good. And it turns out another shitstorm, another bullshit, fake, staged thing. So I'm going to play a little clip from the David Pakman show. Again, when this happened, when al-Baghdadi was killed, stupid president was playing golf. And then they faked the Situation Room. Like, remember when Osama bin Laden was killed and you had Hillary Clinton and President Obama watching? Trump wanted to do another one of these. And obviously, he's way down in the polls. He wanted to do, this happens all the time. Yes, al-Baghdadi was killed, but it was faked. Our lazy president was playing golf. So here we go. All right, let me just turn up the volume here, and here we go. Breaking Trump Situation Room staged. Here we go.
On Twitter at David Pakman Show, and
let me go back. I didn't have it set up. Okay, ready?
So it is now being alleged, and it seems pretty damn clear, that Donald Trump's big, powerful, squinting at the camera, strong-looking Situation Room photo that was supposedly taken while the raid that led to the suicide of ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi was happening,
suicide. Okay.
was a staged photograph,
unbelievable,
hours after the event.
Unbelievable.
Donald Trump was actually playing golf when the raid took place.
This is a disgrace.
Donald Trump admits to having told the Russians, but not House leadership,
impeach,
about the
remove, in prison. Enough is enough.
It puts our national security at risk. It puts our sovereignty at risk. We don't need to go back to that. We did that already. Let's just talk about the picture briefly. My BS detector was going crazy as soon as I saw this
Watch
picture.
this. This is good.
It seemed so obvious that this was another element of Trump trying to recreate Barack Obama's Osama bin Laden moment.
Yep.
With the picture from the Situation Room, with the speech that he gave, and with all of it. The picture looks completely staged to anyone with common sense.
100%.
Everyone looks like they're posing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Scavino's an assistant to Trump and director of social media. And of course, the Trumpists ate this
it's
up
so
like it was
obvious.
spoon-fed to them. But then it very quickly started getting weird. Pete Souza, who's a photographer, he's been a photographer for numerous presidents, ending with Barack Obama, noticed that the raid took place at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Washington, D.C. time. And the IPTC data on this photograph says that the picture was taken at 17:05. That's 5:05 p.m., about 90 minutes, 95 minutes after the raid took place. Now, put that aside for a second. Just looking at the picture suggests that it's staged. You see everyone clearly posed. The picture is symmetrical. One of the pictures looks like it's being taken in a way that would actually block the view of everyone in the room of what it is that they are supposedly there observing. It looks like a setup. There's the now infamous picture of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden taken during the raid that killed Osama bin Laden. And it actually looks like a real candid picture with people reacting in real time to what's going on rather than a staged photo op 90 minutes after the incident is over. Now, it's possible, and it's been discussed, that was the raid still going on more than 90 minutes later? But the idea that they'd be in that pose after 90 minutes after the raid ended is strange to say the least. But then we get more information. It is now believed that Donald Trump was golfing at 3:33 p.m. Washington, D.C. time. The raid was at 3:30.
All this fucking guy does is golf.
3:33. How was he in the Situation Room watching this live?
They go to those stupid Trump Nazi rallies, Hitler rallies.
Started coming back to the White House after 4:15 p.m. Eastern time. Once again suggesting the Situation Room picture had to have been staged long after the fact. Now, in reality, this shouldn't matter because there are so many things that really do matter a lot here. Why did Donald Trump tell Russians before congressional leadership about this raid? Was this operation legal? Always a question when
Yep.
U.S. military operations are happening in other countries. Does taking out one person in ISIS even really matter in the fight against ISIS, since it is cell-based and
That's true.
decentralized and more ideological than about individual leaders? Does this really undo the damage that Trump did in the region by pulling troops from northern Syria, instantly endangering the Kurds? There are real issues to talk about, but understand how numb we've become to Donald Trump's character that a totally staged Situation Room
Yep.
photo is released. We found out that he was actually playing golf at the time, and we're completely desensitized to it. I've said before, the further Trump is from making decisions, it's better.
Exactly.
In a sense, we should be glad that Trump was nowhere near the
Exactly.
Situation Room when this raid was happening. His presence could only have worsened the possible
100%.
outcomes. If he wasn't golfing, he might have been tweeting about it as it was happening.
There you
right?
go.
I mean, it's really not good for Trump to be near these things.
Exactly.
But this is just not somebody who's in it to help the country. This is not someone who's here to better circumstances for as many Americans as possible, or to be a participant in this thing we know as humanity on planet Earth for
Yep.
the betterment of as many people as possible.
Yep.
He's in it for himself. Golfing, self-enrichment, staging a picture that he thinks makes him look good, even though the picture is obviously staged. It's sick, and geopolitically, the most serious thing, and I mentioned this, but it's really where the focus of our conversation should be. Killing leaders of terrorist groups doesn't do that much in 2019.
Okay, let me pause there. So that's very good. So just that yet another thing. I mean, this person is, what can I say? I'm just going to leave it, impeach, remove, and put him in prison where he belongs. Okay. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.